Hello students, welcome back to the EVS2 session. Let us continue with the second topic, History and the Concept of Time, Part 4. Our today's subtopic is Historical Periods. So you all open your textbook to page number 8 and keep your pencils in your hand. As soon as you listen to a new word and its meaning, underline the word and write down the meaning in your textbook. Children, in the first lesson, I hope you remember that we have learned history is a science that tells us about events that happened in the past. We have also learned that every bygone movement makes up the past. For example, yesterday was Thursday, so Thursday is the past. So, what is history? The past is the subject matter of history. Whatever happened before is the past, and that is the main subject matter of history. In a broad sense, the period of history goes back to the time of the birth of our solar system. Our solar system came into being about 4.5 billion years ago. So many days, months, years passed back. The solar system was formed. Our Earth is a planet in the solar system. I hope student you all know this. So it is presumed means it is assumed that the Earth was also formed 4.5 billion years ago. Means when the solar system was formed, in that all the planets were also formed, and in that only our Earth was also formed about 4.5 billion years ago. The span of 4.5 billion years since the Earth's formation is a vast period of time. Span means time. Vast means very big. It is not at all easy to grasp this entire period all at once. Students, if I tell you to study the whole book in one day, is it possible for you? No. But if I divide it into parts and then tell you to study and learn it, then it will be easy for you, isn't it? In the same case, it is necessary to divide it into a number of stages in order to understand it better, isn't it? Therefore, the history is divided into two main parts. Let us see those parts. The first is prehistoric period. Prehistoric simply means before history. Pre means before. The prehistoric period is the period for which no written records are available by which to write its history. Students, we have learnt in the first part that whatever written sources are there, from that we come to know about the history. It is one of the type through which we'll come to know about the past events. But here, when no written records are available, means no books, no manuscripts, nothing is available. So that period is called as the prehistoric period. Now the second one is historic period. It is just the opposite of prehistoric period. The historic period is the period for which written records are available, using which we can write the history. Means you can get many things in the written form, through which you will come to know about the past events. I hope student the concept is clear of the prehistoric and the historic period. Thank you.